respected by everybody, both inside and outside of boxing, indeed in British sport. As a fighter, very good. As a man, world class.
A sincere, honest, gentle man, and a lovely, lovely human being.
Sir Henry Cooper meant so much to so many. With him for that left hook that floored the young, brash Cassius Clay as he was then on that astonishing night at Wembley Stadium in 1963. But there was more, so much more to Henry than that. Cooper was the best heavyweight in Britain for more than a decade and became one of the best-loved sportsmen this country has ever had.
The public connected with him in a huge way because he was so unassuming. There was no arrogance about Henry. He believed in fighting as in the classic style of boxing. He had, of course, this tremendous left hand. He looked like a sort of pale, gaunt, ghostly figure in the ring, but he was a ghost with a hammer in the left hand. And when that left hook connected, even Muhammad Ali, as we was then Cassius Clay in the first fight, realised what power was in it.
He was a fighter. He wasn't looking for no soft touch. You know, he would fight and box the best out there, and I think that deserves massive respect. To become a 3 times holder of the Lonsdale belt is absolutely amazing. Champion Commonwealth and a European, you know, that puts him up there. But, you know, without any shadow of doubt, the best British heavyweight of them all.
Henry always had the pedigree. He was ABA light heavyweight champion twice, boxed in the Helsinki Olympics at 18. As a pro, he didn't rocket to fame. At one point, he suffered 4 defeats in a row, and for a time, he was exiled to box abroad. But he burst into the world title picture with a 10-round points win over world-rated Zora Foley. The arrival in London of the 21-year-old American sensation Cassius Marcellus Clay Jr. created a storm. And even on a rainy night, 30,000 people turned out to see the 10-round non-title fight. By round 3, Cooper was cut. His manager Jim Wicks wanted to stop it. Cooper argued and almost on the bell to end round 4. Well, we all know what happened.
The bell has sounded, and he's got about 3 Clay. That was the end of the 4th round, and he hit him about 2 seconds before the end of the round with a left hook.
All the what-ifs came to nothing. As Cassius burst to life in round 5, the end was gory and left so many questions unanswered. It was typical of Henry that he was always gracious when he recalled that night. No hard feelings. It was just the boxing business. And it was a fact of life that the skin over his eyes was paper thin.
Right, the worst 2 cuts I had in boxing was when I bought Ali, because he see punches coming, he used to try and knock them away, and he'd chop down twice with the Eden cup on, which caught the eyebrow and just split it open like another mouth. You know, it was pumping blood. But yeah, he was a great mover, great fighter, great boxer.
He was promised a rematch, but it took almost 3 years to happen. It was May 1966, this time at Highbury Stadium. And to the great frustration of Henry and the 40,000 fans, the ending was horribly familiar. In round 6, a deep gash of around 1.5 inches over Cooper's left eye was pumping blood. The stoppage was inevitable.
Henry never won a world title. You know, I think that is what the British public liked about him. It was that never say die attitude. You know, it's that guy who went out there and done what the Brits do.
Henry went on defending the British title he'd held since 1959. He won 3 Lonsdale belts outright. Nobody has done that before or since. And the 3rd one came with a 6th round stoppage, ironically because of a damaged eye, against another heavyweight hero, Billy Walker.
And Cooper is the winner, his 8th title defense, and his 3rd Lonsdale belt.
It was when he met the 21-year-old new kid on the heavyweight chopping block, Joe Budner, in 1971, that it came to an end with a controversial points defeat.
There was an aura about him. He was such a nice, gracious man. During the 4 hours that we were talking, we were having tea in a hotel in London, and several people came up and asked for autographs or just wanted to tell him how much they admired him. And Sir Henry had a kind word for everyone. When he signed autographs, he didn't just write Henry Cooper, he would ask their name and he'd put it in and then he'd write best wishes, Sir Henry Cooper. He got a great kick out of the Sir. That meant a lot to him.
If anything, his popularity increased in retirement. He put his face and name to a great deal of charity work. He was in demand for advertising, and he became a TV personality as well as working for many years on the BBC radio commentaries. The nation loved him, and with good reason.
He was a lovely man. I grew up with Henry Cooper as one of my sporting heroes, and to actually work alongside him as a commentator was just an immense privilege. He was one of those people who what you saw was what you got. He was honest, he was humble, he was a man of the people, he told it how he saw it, and he was a man without ego. He was an absolute gentleman, and as I say, it was a privilege to say that I commentated with him.
He was made an OBE in 1969, and in 2000 accepted a knighthood with immense pride. From then on, he signed his autograph, Sir Henry Cooper. But to us all, he remained Henry, Britain's favourite sporting son. Muhammad Ali said when he heard of his death, Henry always had a smile for me, a warm and embracing smile. I will miss my old friend, and so will we.